Good morning and welcome to Sunday Mornings with Ode. On June 22nd, a couple of local guys go Hollywood. I'm speaking of independent filmmaker Art Byrd Jere B, the founder and producer and leader of SounDoctrine, a local alternative Christian funk band. They're finalists at the 2004 Hollywood Black Film Festival in Hollywood, California. SounDoctrine, The Road to Perseverance, is their movie, and these gentlemen put their skills, talents, and hearts together to create this artwork of art. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Mornings with Ode.
Good morning, sir.
And so you headed to Hollywood, huh?
Yes, we are.
Is this a long dream for you? Long time dream?
Well, this is like my third time there for this film festival. So it's a dream to go like this with someone who is a very close friend and collaborator. And it's fun to go with someone instead of by myself out there.
Oh, you went by yourself the last time?
Last two times I was out in Hollywood by myself.
Now you had films there?
I had films. I had two documentaries. One was a moving wall of emotion about the Vietnam Memorial Wall, which is was in Warren, and the other one was called a crime opera, which was one that showed the effects of crime on families, and we put it to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, if people know that song, and just did it there, and it was out there.
But this time, the two of you have put your music and your film skills together for this.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that you've scored some of the music before for him?
Yes, I believe 5 films. Or
5 films. So you two have a long-standing relationship then?
Yes.
This is not something new for you.
And growing, yes.
And growing, all right. How big of a deal is this to have your film at the Black Film Festival?
Well, it's actually a really big deal because a lot of agents, managers, and a lot of the distribution companies, which are important to look at your film and a wider audience, so to speak.
Okay. And Jerry, we're familiar with SounDoctrine, and that you've put this together, and this has been some work that you've been working on for a very long time. It took you how long?
Well, the entire process of putting together the CD for Perseverance was 15 years. When we got into production, it was 3 years because I had to hold on to my day job in order to do it.
Okay.
At the end of the project, I was blessed to be able to step away from the day job to do it 24/7. And so with that extra time, I was able to incorporate other productions into what SounDoctrine is doing.
Well, we're going to talk about SounDoctrine, The Road to Perseverance. It was filmed during a blitz at Borders Bookstore, and we pick up the tour in Niles. Was it your intent to produce a music video, a documentary, or some other kind of project when you did this with Jerry?
No, basically it was like Jerry said, could you come out to, excuse me, could you come out to just take shots so we know that we did this? You know?
Okay.
It was so unusual. And it's like something that, you know, of course it's in the back of your mind, wondering, oh, could this make a film? But then once that left my mind, I just started to let things happen. We put a wireless microphone on Jerry, and he and I were talking. That's his way of going out talking to the crowd, not to be nervous.
Right.
You know, he gets his jitters by going talking to the crowd. Now, if I had tried to plan that, okay, I want you to go walk in the crowd, that wouldn't have worked. So I just took everything as it was happening. So I thought, that's an interesting thing. Then the band started playing, and of course they sounded great, and the camera actually picked up really well. And then I started thinking, well, maybe if we interview the band members, find out what they think of the success of the band, and then talk to Jerry, and then all of a sudden it said, well, why don't we go to church? So it just kind of kept growing. I kept thinking, oh, that would be interesting to do, and just started to do it. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'm looking at the footage, said maybe I can put together, you know, something very quick, but at least it'll be something nice for them to have. And I wasn't really thinking of it as a film. And then I started seeing it come together, and I thought, maybe we've got something here.
Right. Yeah, I was going to intro the next tape, so we kind of went past that because you had already said what I was going to ask you about. So we're just going to look at the tape anyway.
Okay.
We'll make it easy on ourselves. Coming out to SounDoctrine. This sounds like, you know, looking at the tape, and I looked at it, and you sent me a copy of it a while back. But it looked like you guys were all having fun, and you were having fun not only doing your music and you shooting the documentary, but the fun of the whole thing was that I noticed that in between sets, you'd go around and shake hands and pat people on the back, and you'd remind them, hey, if you like that CD, I do have it here.
Exactly. Yeah. That's part of the marketing, and it's part of growing a fan base, which we call a friendship, because that's what has developed. And I really do appreciate Borders, their staff and management, for setting this tour up for us. It started there, and as a matter of fact, we played there last night, again, as a part of our going out to Hollywood, because it started right there and now. So Joe Algren and all of the staff and management there, Troy Kaler, they create an environment, because generally people are just there to have coffee and crumpets, you know, and so a band coming in and giving a presentation, and they're so appreciative of it, because all of the concerts at Borders are free to the public. And, you know, so anytime you have an opportunity to come to one of their cafes and see what the quality of entertainment that we have in this area is a blessing.
And the thing is, as you said before, it's free.
It's free.
You're sitting there reading a book or doing whatever you are, having, as you said, tea and crumpets, and the musicians are there. You get an opportunity to meet the musicians because they're friendly, they're right there, and they're personable.
That's right. Yeah. And Borders puts their music, if they meet the criteria, across the board throughout all of their stores. And SounDoctrine, we're blessed to be throughout their national network. So it's great. So
okay. You know. Heading to Hollywood and the Black Film Festival when Sunday Mornings with Ode continues.